My name is Anna. Did I find a secret in the attic? I tell this story in one night. I am an observer in my family. The house is old. The air smells like dust and old paper. My hands shake when I touch an old box. I see a small wooden box. Inside is a faded photograph and a note. The note says one name. The name is my sibling. I feel a strange pull. I hear voices from the kitchen. The voices are the same every time. I do not know why. I try to leave the house. However, I wake again on the same couch. The same lamp lights the room. The same note sits on the table. I feel betrayed by time. I must find the truth. I must find the person who lied. The night is long. The secret waits in the dark. My name is Anna. I came home on a rainy night. The house was quiet. I was tired from work. I wanted to sleep. I found the attic door open. A thin light came from above. I climbed the stairs slowly. I saw a box on the floor. I touched the box. It was cold and rough. I opened the lid. Inside was a small wooden box. I lifted the lid of the small box. A photo fell into my hand. The photo showed my family in the garden. My sibling was in the photo. He smiled, but his eyes looked sad. Under the photo there was a note. The note had one line. It said, "Do not tell them." I felt strange. I went down to the kitchen. My mother was at the table. She was reading a paper. My father was not at home. I put the photo on the table. My mother looked up. "Where did you find that?" she asked. I said, "In the attic." She turned white. She put her hand over the paper. I saw the word "will" on the paper. My stomach turned. I felt afraid. My sibling walked in. He looked tired. He saw the photo. He looked at my mother. There was silence. Then he said, "This is old. It is nothing." My heart beat fast. I did not trust him. I asked, "What does the note mean?" He did not answer. He walked to his room. I wanted to follow, but my mother held me back. She said, "Not tonight, Anna." I left the kitchen. I sat on the couch. I tried to sleep. I woke to the same light. The same box was on the table. The same note was there. I thought I was dreaming. I looked at my hands. They were covered in dust. I stood and walked to the attic again. The stairs creaked the same way. Each step felt like a record. I climbed and found the small wooden box again. The same photo. The same note. I felt the night cycle again. I asked myself, why do I repeat this night? I wanted a simple answer. The house kept its secret. I wanted to find the name on the note. It was my sibling. The name was familiar. I knew the name was linked to a past argument. In the photo I saw our childhood garden. I saw our old tree house. I remembered a fight long ago. My sibling left the house then. He was estranged for years. I had questions. The night gave me no answers. The loop felt like a puzzle. I would try again. I would not stop. I woke again on the couch. The lamp was still warm. I could hear my mother in the kitchen. Her voice was low and hushed. I went closer to listen. I heard the words will and inheritance. I froze. My mind raced. I remembered the divorce many years ago. The family changed after that event. My sibling left after a fight about the house. He became estranged. I felt a new pain then. Now the will could make new pain. I wanted to stop this. I wanted to talk to my sibling. I went to his door. It was closed. I knocked softly. He opened the door a little. His eyes were tired. He said, "Go away, Anna." I said, "Please, tell me the truth." He sighed and closed the door. I heard a soft thud. I felt tears come. My mother came to the hallway. She said, "Do not wake him. He needs rest." I left. I found the small wooden box again on the table. I opened it. Under the photo I found more papers. One paper was a list of names. Another paper was a short letter. The letter said, "To my heirloom. To the one who remembers." I did not understand. I took the papers to my mother. She looked at them for a long time. Her hands shook. She said, "This was your grandmother's. She wanted to leave it to the family." I asked, "Why is the letter here now?" She looked away. She said, "We had no will then. We thought it was lost." I said, "Why did no one tell me?" She looked sad. She said, "We wanted to protect you. You were young. We were afraid of the fight." I felt betrayed. I felt anger. I walked outside into the small yard. The rain had stopped. The garden looked the same as in the photo. I sat on the old bench. I remembered our childhood. My sibling and I played near the tree house. We fought there. We cried there too. I heard a voice behind me. It was my sibling. He said, "Do you remember the ring?" I said, "What ring?" He showed me a small silver ring. He said, "I thought it was an heirloom." I put it in the box. I wanted to hide it. I asked, why hide it? He said, I was scared of the fight about money. I did not want more pain. I felt sad. He looked at me and said, I never wanted to leave forever. I asked, why did you leave? He said, I felt I had no place after the divorce and custody fight. He looked down. He said, I thought leaving would stop the fights. I touched his hand. It was cold. He pulled back. He whispered, we are in a loop, Anna. The house keeps the same night until we face the truth. I closed my eyes. The idea seemed strange. I asked, how do we stop it? He said, we must open the will and speak about the inheritance. We must tell each other the truth we hide. The rain came again. The house felt small and large at once. I walked back to the kitchen with him. My heart felt heavy. I wanted to trust him. I wanted to believe him. But my mind said, what if he lies again? I held the papers tight. The night before us felt like a test. We had to face the past. We had to speak. I felt both fear and hope. We sat at the kitchen table with the papers. The lamp made a warm circle of light. My mother brought tea. Her hands were steady now. My sibling opened his palms. He said, I put the heirloom in the box to hide it. I asked, why did you hide it? He looked at the photo. He said, I was angry when I left. I wanted to keep one thing from our childhood. My mother looked at him and said, you took the ring, but you left us without words. I said, why did you leave without saying goodbye? He sighed and told a small story. He said, after the divorce I felt alone. There was a custody fight. I had no place. I thought leaving would help me heal. I was wrong. He looked like a young boy. He said, I missed our childhood. I missed the treehouse. I missed the reunion we promised to have one day. I remembered the day we promised. I said, we promised to keep the house for our children. We promised to stay family. He nodded. He said, I know. I am sorry. The word was small, but it held a heavy weight. My mother opened the will paper. The will was old and faded. It named our grandmother's wish. It named the heir. It asked the family to keep a small box in the attic. The will said the heirloom must stay with the family. It said to have a reunion in 5 years. I read the words slowly. The words were simple. They asked for honesty. My sibling looked at the letter and then at me. He said, I lied about some things. I was scared of the anger. I lied to protect myself. I felt a wave of hurt. I said, I felt betrayed. I thought you did not care about us. He said, I did care, but I was weak. My mother cried softly. She said, we all made mistakes. We all hurt each other. We must forgive. The kitchen was full of small sounds. The clock ticked. Outside, a car drove by. The rain stopped. I felt the night shift. For the first time I thought the loop might end. My sibling suggested we open the attic together. He said, we must do it now. We must end the silence. We climbed the attic stairs together. We touched the same boxes. We found the small wooden box again. We opened it with both hands. Inside was the ring and a small letter addressed to the family who remembers. We read it together. It was from our grandmother. She wrote about childhood and love. She wrote about the tree house and the bench. She wrote, keep the house as a place for truth. My sibling looked at me. He said, I thought I needed the ring more than family. I was wrong. I heard my voice say, I want a reunion. I want us to be a family again. He smiled. It was a small smile, but real. The house felt different. The attic light seemed softer. I felt sleep coming. I closed my eyes and hoped this night would not repeat. I woke gently on the couch. The box was not on the table. The lamp was off. The house was quiet in a new way. I told myself, maybe the loop ended because we told the truth. I learned a simple lesson from that night. Truth matters more than fear. We had to speak about inheritance, the will, and the heirloom. We had to talk about our childhood and our small hurts. The loop made us brave. We faced the past. We forgave each other little by little. My sibling and I planned a small reunion for next month. We promised to keep the house for our family. We promised to care for our old tree house and the attic boxes. I felt light when we signed a new small paper together. It was not a legal will. It was a promise to be honest. The house felt warmer after that day. I still keep the small wooden box in the attic. I visit it sometimes. The secret is no longer a heavy thing. It is a memory that taught us to talk. If you ever hide a truth, remember this story. Speak with patience. Speak with care. Trust can grow again. I am Anna, and I found hope in an old family home.